Alright, that sounds way better already. Alright, so we got the mic working again. I apologize to y'all who were in the stream and heard me earlier and it sounded like it was just straight static. My bad. Seems like there was something wrong with the connects and I had to disconnect it entirely. So I apologize for that. Now, since we are here, I don't really know what to do because I had already ran the stream I was going to run today. and right towards the end, people came in to tell me that the mic was messed up. So, oh, these are working again. That's nice. Oh, my image is back. Okay. So it seems like the patch, when they put the Beyond update in, it kind of scrambled the system a little bit, but it seems like it's starting to fizzle together again. Like, not all my rooms are loading up the way they're supposed to immediately, but they are getting better. They're getting faster. Let's go downstairs and check out the garden because that's the room that really takes time to fizzle in. Yeah, look at that. It's taking a while, but it's looking a lot better. I should probably have waited like a week before I started streaming this again. It's like when you build a base on your planet and then you leave and you come back like, I don't know, a couple hours later, the environment tries to take over and then you've got to walk around through the environment to get it to fizzle and go away. It's kind of what's going on with my base. It's coming back a little faster, but still not perfect. Probably, like I said, probably should have waited a week. Well, anyway, I guess what we'll do is we'll get back into the tutorial and I will start all over again. But before we do that, I am completely done in this system, so let's warp to a whole new system and then we'll start the tutorial. Developing unstable GEC, we don't really like that. Testy, yeah, we don't like Testy at all. And it's Corvex. We don't really need Corvex right now. Oh, dangerous. No, no, no. We don't do dangerous. Or processing. Data unavailable. Usually when you conflict, data is unavailable. What does that mean? I don't think I've experienced that one before. But usually when you are looking at a new system and it tells you data unavailable, it's usually because it's an uncharted area. So we'll go in here and see what happens. Alright, we are here. Ore processing low, Valkyrie. There's only 2 planets. That's good for us. That means we won't be here that long. Now, let's go down to our ship. That way when we're done with the tutorial, haha, we can just... Hey, where's my ship? We can just take off. Why'd you put it way back there? Every time I warp, they change my ships around. But usually they leave the primary ship up front. I'm not used to them putting it back here. Alright, so let's get into this tutorial. Now, this is for Xbox players because I am not on PlayStation and I don't play PC. So, Most of what I'm going to say has to deal with Xbox stuff, but you can still learn from this tutorial if you're new to No Man's Sky, even if you're playing on PC or PS. This is pretty much, well, it says discoveries over here, but pretty much this is your discovery page. You don't really need to know about all this stuff. You'll figure that out in the game. The guide literally just tells you what to do, how to do it, but leaves it up to you to figure it out. The log is how you set your missions. So, according to this one, I am supposed to just be enjoying the space anomaly, but I've already been there and done everything there, so we'll go there and talk about that in a little bit. These are This is from the new update. So basically, what they want me to do: go home and power my base. But I'm so deep in space, I don't really want to go home right now. So we'll get to that if and when we get to that. This for me is a busted mission. Um, what they want you to do is kill sentinels and play around with your weaponry and blah blah blah. And he's supposed to give you some upgrades and some updates and all that stuff. But every time I get to this mission, all I do is destroy sentinels, and it never pops over to tell me to go back and talk to him. So I'm ignoring that. And then this one over here, when you first start base building, they want you to constantly check in with your base computer, like every hour, every 24 hours, something like that. It'll give you a new blueprint. But I've already bought the blueprint reader out, so all it does for me is give me navigational devices. So that's not important enough for me to go home. So I'm just going to lock it over here so that they won't be bothering me that much. Now, here's your milestone page. And we have it on the journey milestone, which is your overall progression in the game. Now, you'll see that I'm 10 for 10 on everything, which is a total of 100. Basically, what happens is you're going to meet Paulo and Nadia, and they're going to want you to do this stuff for them. So every time you hit a milestone, you'll have to go back, give them the milestone, they'll give you some information or whatever, and then you move on. This doesn't really do anything for me because I've done it all already. But for you guys, walking around instead of flying around will build this up faster. Walking around instead of riding around in the crafts that you can build will build this up faster. Over here, this is literally just talking to aliens. So every time you go to a space station, you should talk to everybody that you can. When you get to the space anomaly, talk to everybody that you can. When you hit a planet, talk to everybody at the mining settlements, talk to everybody at the trade post. Over here, words collected. That's from the knowledge stones that are on pretty much every planet except for the dead planets and the uncharted planets. What is this? Oh, this is just the money that you require. Don't look at my money because you'll get mad. This is from the ships that you destroy, mostly the pirates and saving other freighters. Sentinels, of course, is from killing sentinels. Extreme survival. Now, for a lot of y'all, this is going to be the hardest one. You can't just go to a planet and be like, yeah, I'm surviving. No, it has to be an extreme world, which means extreme toxicities, extreme weather patterns, extreme temperatures. It has to be extreme. You'll know it's extreme because when you land, your ship will tell you extreme. This is just for warps. And as y'all see, I've got a little bit of warping under my belt here. But this is every time you warp, you get a little, nah, not really a bonus from it, but it gets logged in. After you have like 10, 20, 30, 40, 55 warp stuff like that, then you can go back, give the knowledge to Priestess Nadia and Apollo, and then they'll start giving you stuff for them. This is what a lot of people are concentrating on. Once you get to a planet, they want you to map the minerals, map the fauna, which is their plants, map the animals. So that's going to take you some time to get done. Now, over here, these are your primary controllers of your systems that you go into. So this is how many times I've traded with them, got it all done. As you can see, I haven't really ran a bunch of missions for the Gex. And over here, this is the systems that are get controlled that I've been to. And then these are the words that I have learned from the Gex, which I don't understand because it says I have a total of 180 words, but I guess I've only learned 30 words that are important. I don't really know how that works. But how this breaks down is the same thing for the Valkyrie, just a different word for their standings, blah, blah, blah. Still haven't ran that many missions for them. But look at this. I got 517 words, but they say I only have 67. So I don't really know what that means. I visited 225 of their systems or their planets, so that's pretty good. And again, same thing for the Valkyrex. I've done no missions for these guys, and that's because by the time I got to the Valkyrex, I already got bored with running these guys' missions. But we visited 222 of their systems. We've learned 179 of their words, which is why their sentences come in pretty full for me. I don't understand again why it says 29. So I'm back to every time I go to a planet looking for the knowledge stones to increase my wordage. Now, this is where you go to the mission boards and they will give you these missions. As you can see, I've done a lot of these. I got 4 out of 5. I think once I hit 20, that'll be 5 out of 5. I'm not really sure. But look at these, man. Plants farms. 13,000 plants. Don't really look at my money because if you're starting this game and you're 20 hours or under, it's going to take you some time to get up to here. So don't look at that. Just make your money uh, on your own progressions. Here's my Sentinels destroyed. Here's my Pirates destroyed. And again, I haven't really ran a bunch of missions for these guys because I got bored with running missions, but we'll probably be starting that up again. And then Explorers Guild. Mostly what they want is for you to find rare animals or just animals in general. Sometimes they'll want you to scan them. Sometimes they'll want you to kill them. Don't really like killing the animals, but now that we can cook and I need meat, that's what I'm doing. I'm killing animals left and right. This is how many times I've warped, which even blows my mind. The last time I checked, I was at like 300. So finding that I've got 503 more warps I didn't know about, that's incredible. But this is mostly trying to get to the center of the galaxy. I've been using my freighter and my ships to warp. Here's the catalog. This is what we were talking about when people came in and were like, you hear your microphone? Your microphone sounds like crap, bruh. So, I have an explanation for that. While I was playing earlier in the stream, the game crashed. And instead of reloading the system, I just reloaded the game. So I had no idea that from the beginning of my stream until that crash, I was sounding good. And then from that crash to reload all the way to the end, you couldn't hear anything that I was saying. It was just static. So I disconnected the connects and plugged in the microphone, and here we go. Sounds so good now. So raw materials. This you can get from the fauna. That's your oxygen, which I don't know why it's black and white like that. It should be red. And then this is your fuel. I don't really know what this is, but you will need that when it comes to crafting some weaponry on your multi-tool. This, of course, is fuel that you get from the asteroids. And again, you get this from the planet. Now, I noticed there's 5 different types of rocks. There's porphyrium, there's ferrite, there's pure ferrite, magnetized ferrite, and then now there's this new silicate powder. You get this from, say you're mining some copper and you dig a little too deep, this will be the rock that you pick up that's right around that copper. Cobalt and ionized cobalt used to be important. Now, ionized cobalt is still important for when you're collecting drop pods. You will need ionized cobalt and what is that? Antimatter, and then there's something else. You put those three things together, and then you can get the exosuit upgrade from the drop pod that's on the planet. Pugnium is not that important, at least it wasn't, but it's starting to become important now. A lot of the busted machinery you find on the planet, you need Pugnum to power it. Now, you can either buy this or you can kill Sentinels and collect it from the Sentinels. Now, you can run the Pugnum through the refiner and it will make nanites. So if you're having problems getting your nanite count up, just buy Pugnum or kill Sentinels, collect Pugnum, and then run it through the refiner, and there you go. That'll solve your nanite problem. So what's next? Yeah, the platinum is good for building things. Gold and silver are good for building things. Now this stuff right here, you will find this mostly at rundown facilities that nobody's at anymore. Yeah, you'll know when you get there because you'll have those little egg-like creature things hanging out in front. If you grab the eggs, and mom and dad get mad and try and kill you. I would suggest just hitting the terminal, grabbing this goop. When you run it through the refiner, it will turn into this, which you really can't do anything with. So you run it again, it'll turn into this, and then you run it again, it will turn into this, and then you run it again, and it will turn into nanites. So you can use Pugnum, or you can use this residual goop to make nanites. So again, two ways to make nanites, or you can go to an anomaly, and when you turn in different things, they'll give you nanites. So there's all kind of ways to get nanites in this game. Now, this is very important. This is what you guys need to know if you're beginning No Man's Sky. This is all your craftable items. You should already know about your metal plating because you'll need that to make your signal booster, to make your portable refiners, to make the food nutrient processor. The nano tubings will go into Mammoth Oak. Welcome to the stream or more of the tutorial. This will go into helping you put your visor together. This is more of going into your visor. So once you get your visor going, you get your ship going, you don't really need these two items very much. But this one, you'll need to make fuel. So, and you'll need it to make antimatter housing. No, you don't. I think you need ferrite for this. But anyway, you'll use a lot of metal plating. So don't worry about getting them and selling them and getting them and throwing them away. You'll need them. So try and keep some, at least 5 on you at all time. Once you get up to crafting vehicles, then you will definitely need these 5 at a time to go into making the vehicles. Oxygen capsules and life support just take place of oxygen and Dirixite. So you can keep these, but I don't really even use them, and I'm pretty deep in the game. These batteries are brand new. This is what I was trying to put on my ship earlier today, but I lost the blueprint, and now I gotta go find it again. Starship fuel, you can make it or you can buy it. I'm at the point where I just buy it now. This is another product that I was looking for. This one and this one I had got the blueprints for yesterday, and I needed storm crystals in order to put them on my ship, and I didn't have any. Well, today I went out storm crystal hunting. I found a bunch of storm crystals, and then when I went to put these two on my ship, I couldn't find them anywhere. So I got to go and find those blueprints again. This rare metal, it really is rare. The only way I've been able to find it is by sending out frigates. They'll come back with it every once in a while. If you don't know about the frigates, what I'm saying is you need to get into a space battle. You need to win that space battle, and then you'll get a free freighter from the first space battle. So take that freighter. Sometimes they come with frigates, sometimes they don't. You can always buy frigates in the field, and there's 5 different frigates. There's scientific, exploration, trade, combat, and support. Now, we'll talk about those at a later date because you have missions for them. Cryo pump is something that you can use to build another material that you could sell for about 15 million. I suggest that when you get up to that level and you're seriously hurting for money, you build those. They're very time consuming. The first time that you do it, first 2 or 3 times you do it, it might take you several hours to do it. But after you've done it 3, 4 times, you start learning what you need, when you need it, and what's important to keep. That's a very critical piece you want to hold on to. Now, when it comes to frigate sending out, you need fuel. So instead of breaking your backs making the 50 tons and the 100 tons, just make the 200 tons. It'll save you a lot of time. And whatever fuel you don't need, it'll break itself down into 100 or 50. So don't worry about these two that much. Concentrate on that one. Unstable gel is what you need to power your grenade launcher. And that's about the only thing I have found that it's useful for. You can get that, of course, from either growing cactus flesh or going to a cactus flesh planet. Usually you'll find cactus flesh on desert type planets. So that's pretty easy to find. What else we got in here? This is your $15 million item right here. This one and this stasis pod are very, very important. The fusion igniter and this quantum process, this whole row right here is really important because each one of these goes into the item that you can craft for 15 million. And like I said, if you don't have any money in this game and you try to get some, it'll come when you get this blueprint to build these things. Now, right here to the end, these are all the plants that you can grow once you get in their garden guide going. This one is going to be the hardest plant for you to find because you can't find this one on any planet. You have to go to a Gek controlled area. You have to trade the Geks something. So either one of their Gek statues or their Gek food. Let's see if we have trade commodities. See if we can find what I'm talking about. Maybe it's curiosity. Yeah, here we go. You have to trade them either a Gek relic or a Gek nip to get the nip nip buds. Now, if you don't have one of these two items to trade, you can buy these. They used to be $1,000 a plant. My suggestion is buy one or two or trade for these. Get two and then plant them. When you harvest them, you can replant what you just harvested, and then that's how you'll get a freighter full of these things. So far, the only thing you can do with these things is just sell them. But I'm pretty sure that when they come out with this new plant that they haven't given us yet. Wait, where was I? That's why I have this black spot here. But I'm pretty sure when they come up with this new plant, that'll make this plant somewhat useful. Because what I have found is some of these plants you really can't do anything with. But from here to here, if you mix these plants with this, you can get new food items and new items for hunting animals and stuff like that. The mortarite isn't working quite yet, so you won't be able to get your silicon worms quite yet, but almost everything else is working. So I don't know when that's gonna come out. This is your most important area. These are your shieldings. Each shield works on a different type of a planet. This is your heat shield, so if you don't have this, you may not want to go to a scorching planet, and if you do, you probably don't want to hang out there very long because you will burn up and die. This is radiation, this is your toxin, and this is for cold. So if you find yourself on a cold planet and you don't understand why you keep freezing up, get you a shield and you'll be fine. This is new. This came with the Beyond update. It's a water mask. So you can get in the water with or without this, but with this, you can stay in the water way longer than what you could have before. Now, these are new. These came out with the update Beyond, and I don't really see what they do. I had a bunch of words before I got these things. I've collected a bunch of words after getting these things, and nothing really has happened. But I have them. I suggest you get them. This you'll get in the storyline. This is the only way you can warp. You need a hyperdrive, and you got to get the blueprints for it. Now, if you want to cheat the game a little bit and get the hyperdrive before they tell you, best way to get blueprints is two ways. One, you can either go to any old planet and dig up buried technology, run the buried technology blueprints through the blueprint reader, and you might get this blueprint. Or you can uh, shoot the doors open on manufacturing facilities, and there's usually always blueprints of some type in there. And you can usually get a blueprint that the game hasn't really told you about quite yet. So it would behoove you to knock down manufacturing facilities and dig up buried technologies. Now, these three engines are very important, especially for you new guys. This one is for the blue stellar star bodies. If you do not have this engine, you will not be able to warp into those areas. This one is for the green, this one is for the red, and it's the same thing. Now, again, if you want to cheat the game a little bit, once you get your freighter, build these three engines on your freighter, you can then warp into those areas, and then you can fly your primary ship around with no problems. But if you're like me, where you fly your primary ship and warp, and then you also use your freighter to warp, it would behoove you to put this on whatever you're flying around in the most of. We did talk about the weaponry, which is pretty much all of this. Now, you will find that they give you the primary weapon, then they give you an A class upgrade, B class upgrade, S class upgrade. I wouldn't worry about all those upgrades. I would just go for the S class. Now, if you can't find the S class, then put a or a B on there until you can. When you find the S class, don't be scared to take apart the A, B, or C and put the S on. The S is the best. Yeah, these are just weapons. Different engine drives, we already talked about that. Different scanners, we talked about that. Oh, we didn't talk about this. These are your two different type of grenades that you can attach to your multi-tool. Now, both of these run on unstable plasma. The difference is one of these is very good for destroying environment, while the other one is very good for destroying sentinels, the sentinel dogs, and the two-legged sentinels. So if you're going to go after sentinels, you should probably put one or both of these grenade attachments onto your multi-tool. And then here's your teleporters, your signal boosters, and all that good stuff, your economy scanners, and all that good stuff. Now, what these are weapons that you put on your exocrafts. So you can mine with these, advanced mining with these, and then you also have cannon. And again, if you're going to go after sentinels, I would definitely highly recommend that you put this cannon on there. It'll take them out in about 2-3 shots if your aim is pretty good. Now, I've heard a lot of people asking about the drop pod coordinate data. What is it? What does it do? What does it mean? This is very important for y'all who are building your exocraft suits. Okay? Your exocraft suit general area is 48 slots. You start with like 12, I think. Maybe, I think it's less than 24. But in the end, you will get 48 slots. Technology is very important. You notice how I have all my technology in one area. That's because when they're glowing like this, the white and the blue, that means they're feeding off of each other. Which means if I took this one and I put it over here, I'd still have it, but you notice that these two stop glowing. That means I have these, but I'm not getting the full boost power off of them. I'm noticing that a lot of people are just throwing technology in their cargo suit. You probably shouldn't do that. You want these to touch so that you can get the best boost that you can possibly get. You also want to put as much of your technology in the technology area. This is where you will find all of my shieldings. This is where you'll find all of my module movement areas. And you notice that everything is feeding off of everything because they're glowing. That's what you want. The water module, it doesn't glow. So no matter where you put it, it don't matter. I put it here because it's hopefully feeding off of the water jets is what I was wanting. But I can't prove that it's doing that. Now here's your cargo area. Again, 48 slots. So if you're complaining about not having room, then you might want to upgrade either the cargo area or the technology area. Or you can buy starships that have plenty of space. Now, when putting your starships together, it's the same idea as putting together your suit. You want your technology to touch so that the boosts will feed off of each other, making it work a little bit better for you. And as you can see, I have my engines touching, I have my thrusters touching, I've got my warps touching, my shields, all that. So with this is my primary ship. This is what I normally fly around in all of the time. I didn't really weaponize it because if I know for a fact I'm gonna get into a battle, I won't be flying in this. I'll fly in something that's a lot more weaponized and heavier armored, like one of my haulers or my other exotic, which is way better at cornering and maneuvering and all that good stuff. This is a great scout ship, but I don't use it a lot for fighting. I did, however, put all my scanners on it because I use it a lot. So I don't have to come back to my freighter to scan a solar system. I can scan it from right inside this ship. So this scanner feeds off of this scanner, and this is your conflict scanner. It will tell you whether the system you're in is a cool system or a violent system. Your economy scanner will tell you where the mining settlements are, where the trading posts are, basically where to get that money. The teleport receiver helps you deliver things to your ship from a further distance away, but it does have its limits. I think it's about 100 meters. You can't send anything to the ship that you're in. It'll tell you you're out of range. Now, when it comes to weaponry, you'll get the primary weaponry, and then you'll get A, B, or C mod, or this S mod. My suggestion to save space, skip out on the A, B, and C, just get the S. Now you see here, it just says that this is, the space farming beam, blah, blah, blah. But by putting this one on, I can use it longer with 76% heat dissipation, and it causes 45% more damage. That's why you want the S. Now, if I had more slots and I could put a B and an A right here so they were all feeding off each other, then each one of these would upgrade the damage and the heat, and then you'd be able to use it a lot longer. But the more of these that you put on, the less space that you have in your ship. So again, if you're complaining about space, maybe you should get out of the new ship they start you in and start, get your money up and get a better ship. That way you've got more room. The biggest and best ships when it comes to room will be your haulers. Look at all this room. And this is fully weaponized. I can go anywhere and survive. I got all my scanners on it. And I got my technology slots filled. I got everybody feeding off of everybody. And as you notice, S-Class, S-Class. I couldn't find the S for this. Oh, I guess I did. I used this one the most, so I guess I kept both of them. But that gives you 3 more rounds. This one gives you 9 on the deposition, 6 on the fire rate, plus 16 more damage. That'll give you a little more damage, and it's already a pretty powerful weapon. I pretty much just use this one for storage, and as you see with the new update, we're allowed to cook and craft and good meats and stuff. You'll get your meat from killing the animals. You'll be able to put your baits together by using the fulcrum and different types of plants to create all of these down here. Now the one that's not working right now is this one. That's because you need to use the Mordite and some type of creature flesh, but you can't run the Mordite through the food processor right now. But I am collecting my meats for when I can. We will. These are the different food items that I've been able to find so far. Each planet carries something different and something the same. This is just your first level stuff. You run it through the processor and you'll get other things. Example, frost crystals make grass grain, and if you run it a second time, it'll make flour. There's another plant, wheat based, that will make, what is that? I can't remember what it is, but there's another plant that will make wild yeast. If you put the flour and yeast together and run it through the processor, it'll make dough. And if you run the dough through the processor again, it'll make the bread. And over here, yeah, if you find this bean type thing, you can run it through the processor and it will make steamed vegetables. If you run it a second time, it'll make this vegetable stew. If you run any type of meat with the steamed vegetables or the steamed with the delicious vegetable stew, it'll make this Ferberus stew. These are the only two stews that I've been able to find. And if you're young in the game or you're trying to get your money, 50 units of these stews go for 40,000 each little 50 set, and they're not that hard to make. So if I was you, I'd be concentrating on getting the food items, running the food items, and trying to make these stews. 50 of them for 40,000 is not bad. It's a good way to make some money, and it don't even take that long. Matter of fact, we're going to go out and we're going to do it here in a little bit. I just wanted to talk about some of this stuff that I've heard a lot of people ask these questions on. Now, if you don't know about the portals, that's fine. You'll learn about them pretty quickly. You will need at least 8 glyphs to power a porthole to go anywhere. There's only 16 in the game. Now, you will get these glyphs from going through portholes. You'll get these glyphs from finding grave sites on the planet. Once you have all 16 of these, you can pretty much go anywhere as long as you find that porthole. So we talked about the portholes, we talked about the cooking, we talked about the curiosities, sorta. This one you get from killing the four-legged sentinels, which we mostly all call the dog sentinels. This one you get from the two-legged walking sentinels, which we usually just call the two-leggers. This is new. They just put this in with the update. What this is just concentrated matter, like rock. You'll find these in space, which is concentrated thrillium. Again, you'll find them in space under gold nuggets, which is concentrated gold. This is the one that you'll find in space. All it is thrillium, just really concentrated. I'm not really sure what these are, but you find them in the water. So I don't really know how to use them yet, but they're easy to find. Living pearls you'll find in the armored clams. They're not that hard to get. These you'll find on the side of the hot water spouts, which I suggest you go in low, grab like one or two, and then get away. Let it do its explosion, then come back and grab the other last one. There's only 3 on there. What happens is they shoot out jets of hot water. And if you get caught in that jet of hot water, it will cook you, it will damage you, and sometimes even kill you. So be careful when trying to go for these. Um, I don't really know what these are. I don't even know how I picked this up, so can't really talk about that. These are the hypnotic eyes. They're usually guarding underwater facilities. You might want to put yourself together a submarine so that you can stay underwater a lot longer. When you find these things, just shoot the eye. What happens is it sends out a little beam. It'll suck you in while sucking some of your power away from you as well. So what you're going to want to do is aim for the eye, shoot the eye, and then swim down and collect this because they only last outside of the creature for a couple of seconds, somewhere between 6 to 10. So if you don't get them quick, they'll just disappear on you. The Mind Arc, the only thing I found that you need the Mind Arc for is the Artemis mission. Once you're done with the Artemis mission, you'll probably never use this again. But in order to complete the Artemis mission, you need to get this so you can transfer his consciousness over to the space anomaly. Now, you can transfer his consciousness or you can just kill him. You can do it however you want to do it. Now, I got this back in the game when it was really glitchy, so I had to keep running this mission, and in the end, it made me mad, so I just killed him to be done with it. I don't suggest you do that because later in life, you can always go back and talk to the guy and get some more information, visit with him. I'll show you where he's supposed to live on the anomaly, but he don't live there for me because I murdered him. He was annoying. These are for the new atlases. See, it used to be you go to Atlas, you would pick up some spare words, you talk to the Atlas, and then you leave. Well, now you have to activate the Atlas to talk to them, and that's what these are. You have to build each one of these to power each little station, and I think there's like 12 stations. And once you got the 12 station built, then you can go and power the center and talk to the Atlas. It's all a waste of time if you ask me, but there's only 16 atlases, so you do it how you want to do it. Trade commodities. Again, this is important for brand new people. This is how you get paid. Collect these things, sell these things, make these things, sell these things, trade for these things, sell these things. Don't think that, oh my God, it's the first organic pump I've ever seen, and then try and hold on to it forever. No, sell it, man. Get your money. You need money in this game. Construction parts. This is what the blueprint reader is for. Every planet except for the uncharted planets have buried technology. You want to dig up that buried technology, you want to run it through the blueprint reader, and it will give you these blueprints. Now, very early in the game, they want you to build a base, and 9 times out of 10, we all make the same mistake of hurrying up to build the base. So we build these big, beautiful, elaborate bases made out of wood, not knowing that you can build bases out of concrete, metal, or wood. Now, the reason why I say wait to build your base until you have a bunch of these blueprints is because some of the blueprints that you will get will be for landing pads and for metal doors and for hologram doors. Well, you can't put anything cement on wood. You can't put anything metal on cement. You can't put metal or cement on wood. So if you're up to that level where you're getting ready to build a landing pad, you'll have to build it somewhere else because you can't put it on the wood. So actually building wood bases is a waste of time. It teaches you how to build a base, but it's pretty much useless once you get to being able to build in metal. So just wait until you can build in metal. Because in metal, you'll be able to do bases on your freighter, and you can build bases on the planet. Now there is underwater base building as well. There's here's your furniture and decorations. Anything that you see that's black on my page, especially in this construction part, that's a blueprint that they haven't given us yet. Because I pretty much uh, got every blueprint they've ever come up with to date. So even the decorative blueprints, I have all of that stuff. So when you see a black spot on mine, you see this is the underwater stuff. It's pretty cool and beautiful windows. This is why you want to build. You can't put this window on a wood base, but you can put it on this. You can put it on this. Those are metals. Um, these you only can get, see, from here to probably here. All of this stuff you can only get from doing community researches. And if you don't know what a community research is, that's not your fault. They haven't done a community research in this game in a very long time, at least 4 months. And I'm really hoping that they'll hurry up and bring some back because, as you can see, anything that doesn't have a craft symbol under it, I don't have. And I want it. I got this one and this one on my ship, but they didn't have this one at the time I bought these two. So I need to get this one to complete my set. They didn't have any of these when I bought these three guys. So I'm very interested in buying all of these, especially these little walker guys. I think they're kind of cute. They remind me of the Tauntauns or the two-legged creatures in Star Wars. I didn't get any of my ships, so I need those. And these dinos are new. And these are Geks, and they're new. And I didn't get none of them. It makes me mad. Now, I was working on getting the small terrarium, and I was working on getting the terrarium itself. Did I say small terrarium? I meant aquarium. Sorry. I don't know why they say small because there is no medium or large. It's just an aquarium. And this one comes in one size as well. And I have the perfect spot for all three of these things on my freighter. But I ran out of money. These are 800 bucks worth of Quicksilver. And as you can see, I've only got 515. Here's your fireworks. And the color that you see is the color that they do. They're pretty fun to play with at night. Kind of a waste if you shoot them off in the daytime. Now, here's what I was talking about with the construction stuff. This is all your wood stuff. And then here starts your metal. And this is pretty much your concrete. So you can build out of concrete, out of metal, or out of wood, but it really is a waste of time to build out of wood and or concrete because you cannot add the landing pad to your base. So you'll have to just put it somewhere, like out in the field or something. With my base, I was able to build in metal and attach the landing pad so I can land, get out, and walk right into my base, no problems. Couldn't do that with wood. So you might want to wait on building your base. Now, I understand the game's going to push you a lot to hurry and build that base. Pretty much just put down a floor, put down 3 walls, put down a door, put on a roof, and you'll be done with building the base. You then can go and get the better technology and get better building materials, better blueprints, and you can build a better base. And then they're going to instruct you to start building things like construction terminal, and we can go upstairs and I'll show you what they're talking about. If I can find upstairs. Oh, that's the wrong way. Imagine that I'm doing a tutorial and got lost in my own flight deck. That should be comedy for y'all. Like this guy think he knows what he's talking about and got lost on his own freighter. That's funny. At least I'm laughing. Alright, let's run on upstairs. Now, when we're talking about building bases in your freighter, this is what we're talking about. This whole room I constructed. This was the largest, safest area that I could build, so I built it really nice, and I put every flower you can grow in here, a bunch of them, because you will use a lot of these plants. Like this right here makes glass. You can only find it on frozen planets. And I can't remember, but you need this and something else to be able to plant it. So I planted as many as I could, and now I got more glass and I know what to do with it. I built this ramp going upstairs. I built this smelting room. Now, as you can see, I put large refiners in here only, and that's because when I got the when you get the blueprint to build the refiners, it starts with the portable one, which you'll use all the time. Then they give you a choice between medium and large. I got rid of the medium because you have to build it next to a doorway. So I couldn't just build it anywhere. These you can build on the ground. You can build them inside of your base. You can build them outside of your base. You can build them on your freighter. If you're going to build the medium ones on the ground, you need to put them next to a doorway, which sucks. So I recommend building these. Now, the reason why these are better than the portable one is because the portable one, you have to use carbon to power it. The medium and the large, you don't need anything to power it. You just put what you want in here, hit the X button, and it comes out there. So I always recommend building the large ones over the medium ones. The medium ones is the same thing, except it's kind of a hassle always building them next to a door. These are just decorations that you will get from Uncharted Planets. And again, I built this rampway upstairs. I built this whole area. It's for my people to lounge in, play some cards over here and whatnot. But the reason why we came up here is to talk about these guys. This is your overseer. He's supposed to run all these guys. You have to build his terminal first. Now, the reason why you build a base on the ground first is so that you can build him. Once you can build him, Then you can come upstairs to your freighter, build him again. Now, wherever you are, he'll teleport in right away. So, say I used him last up here, and then I went downstairs to my home world planet. You just go to the construction terminal, you hit X, he'll phase right in, and then you can talk to him. If you leave him on the planet and then you warp somewhere else in your freighter and you want to talk to him again, same thing. You hit the X button, he'll phase right in. I just take him wherever I go. The next guy you'll get is your scientific officer. Now, most of these guys you can find on a space station. Like the very first solar system you're in before you even warp will most likely be a get controlled system, and that's where you find this guy at the space station. To get this guy over here, you have to travel to a Valkyrie, no, he's a Corvette system, and you got to talk to him at the space station after you've built this, and then he'll come and work for you. Then over here, this guy you can find pretty much at any space station. He's Valkyrie. He's your weapons guy. The last guy, well, no, the next to the last guy you'll get is this guy down here. He's the agriculture guy, which is why I put him down here to watch all my plants. You have to go to a scorched world to get this guy. In order to go to a scorched world, I highly suggest that you put this mod on. This is your shield. This is what will help you survive in the hot worlds. So you get this guy. The very last guy you'll get, unfortunately, I can't show you because he is built on your home base planet and he doesn't move. That's your exocraft guy. Once you have all 5 exocrafts, because you got a big truck, little car, hover bike, motorcycle, submarine. Once you build all those exocrafts, you don't need that guy no more. Plus, they won't let you build a terminal for him on your freighter. At least they wouldn't. I haven't tried in a very long time, but I have all my exocrafts, so I really don't need that guy anymore. Now, people were asking, what do I do with my fuel? All right, I can show you that. That's a very good question to ask. Why am I making fuel? This is why. This is your navigational officer. He is in charge of finding missions for your frigates. There are 5 different types of frigates. Now, I'm not going to send you out, but I'm just going to show you this real quick. You have your combat frigates, your exploratory, your industrial, your trade, your support. Will you? Thank you. And there's one more. Industrial. Now, how this works is for the combat missions, you only send out combat frigates. If you send any other type of frigate, it will come back damaged. So don't send a support on a combat mission. You'll just get the support destroyed. And as you can see, there's combat patrol, so you send all your combats there, or here, or here. Balanced expedition. That means you send one of every ship you have. So 1 combat, 1 science, 1 support, 1 minor, 1 trade, and they'll all come back fine. Trade, only send trade. If you send anything else, it will come back destroyed, and then you got to put your ships back together. This is what you need your fuel for. So let's say I was going to send out a trade. You see right here where it says required? I haven't sent any ships yet, so they're not going to tell me how much fuel I need, but this is where they will tell you. Now, if you want to build any specialty weaponry to help make sure that that mission is a success, you would do it here. And let's see, can we get this up here off that timer bar? Oh, you guys don't see the timer bar, just me. I used these back in the day, but the reality is I was using these back when I didn't know any better. Now that I know better, I don't build these. To me, they're a waste of time. They don't really help at all. But what they're designed for is like this would be for your combat ships. You send your combat ships out, and these are just explosive drones that make sure that your combat vessels come back safe. If you only send combat on combat, you don't have to worry about that. Some of these are for oxidation. This is for fuel. This is for like mining and stuff. But again, if you only send out the right frigates on the right missions, you don't have to worry about them coming back damaged. Now this was a trade, so let's get some trade guys going. We'll always start with the weakest number. When you get your first frigates, don't worry about A, B, C, D, all that good stuff. What you want to do is buy them at C class, because that's the cheapest ones. The more you send them out on missions, they'll level themselves up. That's why I have a whole page of S classes. Those are ships that I've sent out a lot. Now you want to send out the weaker ones first because they take less fuel. And the more you send them out, the more they level up until they become, voila, S classes. So that was a trade. We don't have any trade there. I send out a lot of trade because you get good things from the trade. So you can send 5 at a time. And now it will tell you how much fuel you need. And of course we have that much fuel, so I'll just send them. And now those ships are gone. This goes dark. You won't see them again for 9 hours, 16 minutes. This is why you want to build 5 of these control rooms. If you were to send out all 5 missions, this is where you would go to talk to your people who are in the field. Voila. See, there's all my trade ships. So you just hit the X for Xbox players. I don't know what it is on PC or computer. Did I say PC? I meant PC or PlayStation. So you just read this little thing, blah, blah, blah. Hit A to make it go faster, and then they'll tell you how long they're still out. You can inspect your ships from here. This is where if anybody was damaged, you would definitely know it because they would be red, not blue. And as you can see, every ship has the same time because they're all coming back at the same time. So we'll check on them tomorrow. If you only built one room, then you can only send out one mission at a time. I know that there are 5 frigates. Now you know there are 5 frigates, so you should build 5 of these rooms, and then you can send out 5 missions at one time. Now, I think that's going to be the end of the tutorial because we have been talking about this for a whole hour, and you can fast forward and rewind to rehear what you need to. I am going to get right back into the gameplay. Now, the system that we warped into only had 2 planets, so we're going to go see what those 2 planets have to offer. Oh, you didn't see that. Now, these are your frigates. Now, what a lot of people don't know is you can actually land on these guys. It would behoove you to land on them if you're damaged, because that's how you fix them. Now, if they're already fixed and there's nothing wrong with them, you can still land on them, and then they'll give you stuff, see? Collect units. So I'm just making money for landing on this ship. And I got chromatic metal. Nice. Here's another ship. Just go over here and land on this guy. He has nothing to offer, so you just salute him for his service, and you're out. Here's a scientific / explorer. Go over here. Now, if one of these ships was damaged, you can land on it. Oh, we'll get some historical data retrieval. Nice, thank you. If one of these ships was damaged, you can get out. You can scan the ship to find out where the damaged material is, and then you can run in and you can go and fix it. Usually on one of these, what'll get damaged is this. But as you can see, this is working just fine. So I have nothing to fix. Also, the engines are down this hallway. And the engines will usually be damaged. And then you just go over here and you hit this, and that'll fix your engines. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with this ship. I just did that to show y'all that you can walk around on these ships. Because you kind of have to if you're going to fix them. Now, I'm not going to hop on every single ship, but let's say I was in the middle of building rooms on my freighter, or redesigning my freighter, and I didn't want to go to the planet's surface to collect rock and carbon and all that stuff. It's very easy to just frigate hop. Oh, a hexaplanet. Uh-oh. I got so happy seeing these. Usually you'll find in an uncharted area, but that was before the update. And like I was saying, you'll know you're in an uncharted area because you won't see a space station. But after the update, they seem to put these uncharted planets wherever they want to. These are kind of exciting, so I'm going to run down here real quick and see what we can find. The reason why we call these hexaplanets is because everything's hexagon shaped. But that's kind of self-explanatory, right? I mean, you knew that. Of course you did. Now, if you are looking for a decoration, these are great planets to land on. You use your visor, get rid of that, and you look for the question mark. Now, it could take you 3 minutes to find a question mark. It could take you 3 hours. Once you find the question mark, which hopefully we can find, and it don't look like we're gonna find one quick. You just walk over, you pick it up, it'll add it to your inventory, and then when you get back to your ship, you can put it down in your ship if you want to, or you can put it on your base. But pretty much these are the easiest planets in the world to scan because there's really there's a lot on it, as you can see, but there's really nothing on it. They're all the same. So we'll go over here and we'll scan this. So we got that. We got that. Now you'll find some, oh, idiom. That's good for if you're going to put together idiom drive. But I'm actually looking for a question mark. Salt deposit, idiom. Oh, there's a gold deposit. If I needed gold, this would be a good place to get it. Or you can find it in the asteroids. And like I said, these question marks aren't that easy to find. Now, I did a stream last week. Maybe no, I was just free playing Saturday, Sunday. I landed on an uncharted planet. I was finding all kind of question marks. I found them quick and easy. This one looks like it's going to be a little more elusive. Oh, there's a food product here. Hexaberry, we already got that, but we'll run and get it again. And then we'll run it through the food processor so you can see what I was talking about earlier when I said the nutrient processor. Now, I call them barbecue grills because that's what it looks like to me once I put it down. So now we have a oh, we got an animal. Got a couple animals we can go scan. Now, usually these uncharted planets only have one animal species. But once you scan this guy, you're done. No need to scan anymore because there's only one animal type. So you can come over to your discovery. Here we are. We discovered the only two plants. So you upload those, B to back out, and that's the only animal here. Now this will tell you all the different places you've been to on this planet, but we're not really interested in all that. Oh wait, here's something interesting. Over here it tells you the resources that's on the planet. And then you see redacted means none. So there's no bad weather here. There are sentinels, but very few of them. Fauna is abundant, and that's because they got a bunch of these. And then fauna for the animal is regular. I don't know why they say that when there's only one type of animal. So that's how you read your discovery map. So hopefully we can find a question mark real quick. I don't know why I say real quick. We've been here all of 5 minutes, haven't found nothing. But it be like that sometimes. Let's see, more food over there. Guess we'll run and grab that. Oh, that's wheat, so that'll make flour. Some more wheat. We already got wheat. Hexelberry. So it looks like there's only two types of plants on here. Edible plants, so that'd be wheat and hexelberry. Now, if and when you see a question mark, those are usually really easy to find because they'll be yellow, yellowish gold color. Probably should have built a vehicle so I could drive around and get further faster. It could be I just landed on a bad area of this planet. But that's amazing, I can't find a single question mark. How did I even pick up a dehydrant? I didn't even see one. Anyway, that's just fuel. More hexelberry. That's probably gonna be wheat. No, another hexelberry. Come on, man, give me a question mark. Concentrated sodium right there. Sack eggs, we don't really care about those. Wow, they really just ain't gonna give me no question mark. Yeah, we already picked up wheat. Well, anyway. Here we go. Now tell me that thing don't look like a barbecue pit. So we'll go ahead and, oh, we already ran that. That'll make flour. And the only thing I found that the flour does so far is if you can find wild yeast, you can add that to the flour, make dough, then make bread. But I don't think we're going to find any wild yeast on this planet. Now that we picked up from Snow-Covered Planet. Oh, this is just going to make steamed vegetables. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, it makes progress. You have refined sugar and processed sugar. And there's two different roots that do two different things. Now, I haven't found anything that you can add this or the other sugar to make something. At least not yet. Now, you would think with eggs, flour, yeast, and sugar, you could make some kind of cake, but no. Not yet. Ah, I got root juice. You can always tell when these things are done because they'll close. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. Flavor some sauce. I think we've already made that once. Oh, here go your sweet cocoa. Oh, it comes from the impulse bean. Oh, okay. That works. Hmm. Did we do that already? I think we ran everything already. Yeah, we ran everything. Mm, out of range. So now you see what I was talking about, that teleporter on a starship? If you go too far away, you still can't use it. Well, no matter where you are, you can always send things to your freighter. And I used to have a little song I sung. Send it to your freighter. You can use it later. Well, you don't have to use that song. I don't have any room at the freighter, do I? No, I don't. I really wish I could have found a question mark for you guys so you can see what it looks like, but I believe I have one of these on my freighter already, so I can always go there and show it to you. But this planet is pretty much already mapped. There's only two kinds of fauna and one animal. Oh, an ancient ruin. We haven't seen one of them in a long time. Let's go there. So, here's another one of those uncharted planets. And you should have seen this on my base already because I have one on my freighter. Get rid of that thing. There you go. Yeah, leave those gravitino balls alone. If you're on a planet and you find gravitino balls just floating around, leave them alone. As soon as you pick them up, you'll make the Sentinels mad, and then they'll come after you. Now, these are what your ancient keys are for. And I believe I should have some on me. Right here. Yeah, why do I only have 2 keys? That thing should be full of keys. And then the Trident is pretty much the same thing as the ancient keys, but for underwater usage. I've only seen one and only used one. So, I don't know, maybe they had an idea of putting those in the game and just decided against it. But this is what your ancient keys are for, to open these. And we just got an ancient key for it. So, we got a key, use the key. There's usually 5 of these. There's like 3 or 4 of those little chests, and then one really big chest. And the big chest takes 3 keys to open. Oh, so this one's gonna be a problem. What? Oh no. Oh, that kind of had me nervous. Now, there we are. There's the large one. I don't know if we got enough keys for it yet. Alright, that should be just enough keys. Where'd it go? There it is. You know how long it's been since I've seen one of these? Forever. I didn't even know they still have these in the game. Oh, what is that? $213,000 worth of sellable material. That's what that is. Yeah, let's see if we can find that animal. Oh, I wonder if this planet's got a food on it. I don't see a food source yet. Wait, there we go. It's polyp root. We already ran that. Guess we'll look for that animal and we're out. These were 2 easy breezy planets. But here's the weird thing. Both of these planets are uncharted planets, yet there's a space station above us. There shouldn't be a space station above us. At least it used to not be like that. I don't see no animal. Sweet root. But we've already gotten one of those. Polyp root and a sweet root. Where'd that sweet root go? Oh, that's a polyp. Oh, they're together. Perfect. Oh no, that's wheat. My bad. Oh, there's my animal. This game is funny like that. As soon as you stop looking for what you're looking for, it just shows up. The whole time you're looking for it, though, you'll never find it. Oh yeah, we did run in one of these. Get you out of there. Yeah, so we got that one, we got that, and we still got steamed vegetables on us. Not too bad. And now we can get up out of here because we've done everything. Oh no! No, don't crush me! Oh, Jesus. Well, I learned something new. Stop playing around with the jump pack while you're waiting for your ship to land. Oh, this game still teaches me new things. Where's the, there it is. Oh, look at the pretty colors. Uh-oh. Ah, this ain't a space. It's a space station, but this is an abandoned one. Let's see how they changed the abandoned space stations. These used to be really freaky, scary places. Oh, they didn't put the new ladders on. And I can see the animals have been in here. Yeah, freaky deaky. Don't grab their eggs. It looks like these animals aren't vegetarians. They left all the plant matter. And look at that, they ain't touching none of the plant matter. Well, I'm gonna get out of here before they wind up touching me. But I'm not taking that teleporter. I'm sure it works, but no, I'm not using it. Quebec Scientific at war. Oh, of course they are. One planet. Oh, 3 planets. Did you say 4? I see 3. There's 2. There's 1. And then that space station. Oh, I didn't see that planet way over there. How'd I miss that? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna hang out here very long. That's not the way I wanted it to go. I wanted to float all the way from one platform to the other. Oh, look at that big boy. C-class. Oh, but they got the S-class mining drill on it. That's nice. I don't need it, but see, I don't have any room on my multi-tool. I guess I could get rid of this B. Oh, I have the S right there. Wait, no, that's for the scatter gun. I can get rid of this and this, put the S-class there, and put a grenade launcher here. Hey, buddy. Oh, wow, look at this. They changed all of the way these look now. That's crazy. And he doesn't have the S-class that I'm looking for. Wow. Well, thanks for trying, buddy. Thanks for trying. Well, no reason to be in this room. See, before the update, each one of these little plants had something different in it. Now, after the update, they only give you copyright. Well, vice come. And I can get that from feeding animals and picking up their poop. Plus, I already grow it on my own planet. So, on my own planet, on my on my freighter base. No need to waste of time picking that stuff. Now, even though there are 4 planets here and they probably all have something good, I don't want to bring my people in here and have them get attacked. Yeah, I don't need nothing there. I don't need nothing there. Cobalt would be nice, but we don't even use cobalt that much anymore. Pyrite would be nice. And we already checked this one, right? That was the first one we checked, yeah. Oh, it's not a planet, it's a moon. Alright. Well, time for us to motor on to the next place. Rowdy. I don't like that as much as I don't like war. I see one big planet. And it's got nothing. Corrosive planet. Well, this is what I was talking about when I said extreme worlds. Let's go down there and see how extreme it is. It looks pretty flooded. If I was gonna do an underwater tutorial type video today, this would be a good planet to do that on. You wanna land, bro? Cosmetic storms, infrequent sentinels, abundant fauna. What they say about the substance? Abundant, sparse, typical, corrosive. What kind of corrosive? Oh, look at that. It is wearing my shield down. We must be in the middle of a storm. But this is definitely an extreme planet. But it didn't say extreme before I got off the ship. Yeah, we're not gonna hang out here too long. Oh, but they got a food. Why does that have a food symbol on, but it says Jadapedes? Oh, that must be new. I haven't gotten that yet. Good thing we came down here. We got the Jadapedes. Can I get some more, please? They got some more. Oh, that's wheat. I don't care about the wheat, man. I need more Jadapedes so I can run it and see what it do. Oh, there's more right there. Or is that wheat? No, that's Jadapedes. Y'all seen it live in the stream? I just picked up a brand new food product, y'all. Oh, there's another one. Hey. That's your idea of copper? That's not even worth my time to mine, son. That sure was funny, though. Now, if I was really hard up for copper, I'd probably mine it, but I am not that hard up. No. Yes. Man, I swear I'm gonna get used to that one day. I'm not even pulling both out. I'm just gonna run this real quick, see what it do. Oh, steamed vegetables. For real though, bro. For real though. I was kind of expecting something good. sweet beans. There it is, Jada Peas. We got it. You've seen this screen already, honey.
It's getting fuller.
It needs to. Oh, you didn't see all the new meats, though. Yeah, I've been hunting animals. Not really this stream, but look at my meats. You might as well call me Arby's because I have the meats. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Oh, that was perfect timing. Oh, more of that sauce? I don't really care. I was hoping to make a stew. Oh, there's my Furburist stew. Hi. I won't get that much. I need 50 for 40,000. That's only five. You leaving me already? Alright, well have fun, honey. I'll see you later. I should have thought about it before I started this tutorial.
Oh, no worries. It's my Friday. 23rd year anniversary.
I can't hear you, what?
23rd year anniversary.
Of you being at Freddy's?
Yep.
Nice.
I try to get him. Say, can I go home?
Mm.
I can be sitting in my garden drinking mimosas.
Are they gonna give you another watch? Well, this planet wasn't a total bust. Oh, it's ruined buried technology. I don't need it. Well, you know what? This is a tutorial, so even though I don't need it, I'm gonna dig it up so y'all can see what it looked like. So you usually come in a canister like this, and you can grab it, and you'll get like one for sure. Sometimes you can get up to three, four. I've gotten five. That one gave me three. Now, you take that, and you can go to your base, run it through the blueprint reader, or you can go back into space. You can call in the anomaly. See, I wanted to do a whole video on just this area, because this thing is, man, it's massive now. They turned this into a whole little city. But I did say at the beginning of this stream I would show you where you could put Artemis if you were going to save him. So since we're here, we'll do that. We were talking about Artemis and the Mine Arc and 16, 16, 16 and what it means and all that stuff. So we'll go up here real quick and I'll show you Artemis's new home if you choose to spare his life, which is the opposite of what I did. Wait a minute. That's not the right door. over here. This door with the 3 red dots on it. If you were to save Artemis, this is where you would put him. And then whenever you wanted to talk to him, you come back here and hit this. And then they would take you to him and you'd start talking to him and blah, blah, blah. But I killed him many, many years ago. So he is not there. But this would be his home if you had mind arced him and transferred his consciousness and all that good stuff. Then you have your own teleporter, which I like. The new teleporter system is so much easier to read. I can go back home at any time I want to. All of these are space stations I've already been to and teleporters I've already accessed. The reason why they're in gold is because as of the new update, I haven't been to any of them. So if and when I decide to go back and fix my bases, I'll be using the teleporter and then I can come right back here, which will take me a couple of 100,000 light years from where we are now, which wouldn't be too hard to get here if I just kept jumping. But seeing that I'm so close to the center of the galaxy, I'm not going home yet. Because it would be such a headache to get back to where we already are. Now, over here, this is your upgrade center. So this little icon is for your vehicles, and you see that on the screen. This icon is not there because they haven't put it in yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to add some new stuff, and this is where you'll go to get it. This is your weapons guy. Oh, he's got a cute little weapony. How come they won't let me access it? Oh, well. But if I was in need of getting some for my mining tool, this is where I could use the blueprint reader to buy these blueprints. And as you see, I've already got them all. The only thing I don't have on this weapon is these two. And I didn't put them on to make room for my personal shield. Just helps upgrade my character so that I can withstand more elements. This guy is your exosuit guy. And yes, he does stick his tongue out every once in a while. These are all C classes. Now, if you're beginning in the game and you have no shields, these are great shields to get started with. But if you can find S class, which you will find in the space stations, then these are obsolete and you don't need them. But this is what I was talking about. This is your heat shield. This is your cold shield. It's your radiation, or that one's toxin. This one's radiation. And this is the new face mask that we got for breathing underwater, which is awesome. This is the S class for the translation, B class, A class for the translation, and B class for the translation. This is your hazmat gauntlet. There's a lot of things in space you just can't touch without these. If you touch them, they will either hurt you or kill you. And then branches off from your life support system. And again, it's a C class. I suggest you look for A class or S classes of those. And you'll find also S classes for your jump packs. These are for your movement. These just help you float with your jump pack longer. And here's another. Oh, this is for your blueprint reader, the new blueprint reader. This is where you would come to get all your materials for your base building. So as you can see, this is for metal. And this is all your little cubey stuff that you could use. I suggest putting everything on platforms that helps keep the environment out of your base. If you build right on the ground, then your environment will try and take over. Here's your technology stuff. These are awesome. This is your Galactic Trade Terminal. You can have 2 of these per bases. I have 1 on my ground base and I have 2 on my freighter. This is how you can sell things without having to run to the space station all the time or look for trade terminals or look for mining settlements. So as soon as you can build one of these or two of these, I would suggest you do that. And then this is all your Exocraft stuff. You can build racetracks and jumps and stuff. I don't really play with that too much. I mean, I probably should. This is your underwater stuff. So your moon floor, so you can swim up into your base or exit from your base. They also have waterproof doors, like this one right here. This is just a temporary shelter, so say you were underwater building a base and it wasn't completed, you can go in here and get your oxygen and stuff back. And then here's all your little tubes that you can connect to your cylinder rooms. And you can build square rooms, however you want to do it, underwater. This is decoration, and you've seen this little guy on my ship, and you've seen this little guy on my ship. And you've seen this guy with a number 1 on my ship. And then these are more decorations, mostly to put in your base or on your freighters, little lockers and lock boxes. You've seen 2 of these and 2 of these outside in the hallway. These refill over time, so you can always go back and empty them. These ones carry things like antimatter and antimatter housing to help make warp stuff, so you don't have to always make it. You can just pick it up and put it together. This one gives you whatever environment you're in. So if you're in a Gek and control place, it'll give you Gek stuff, Valkyrie stuff, Corvex stuff. But the rest of this is just decoration. They don't really do anything, but they look pretty. More decorations on my base. In the freighter, I have this in 2 different areas. Just a floor mat. I have a service desk there. You've seen this couch and this couch connected to make a nice seating area. I have a bed on my home world. I have this flag in my freighter. I have this flag on my base. I got a table in my base with a chair. I probably should have used this table because it's the one with the pop-up light in the middle. But when I was building my base, I didn't have this blueprint at that time. What else we got? Just more lighting. I chose to use these soft blue lights because they weren't that hard on the eyes. And then I've got a couple of these lights outside of my base. I think I have one ceiling light, but I don't remember where I put it. And I don't like these. They're one-directional lights and they just blind you. So not that good. This is all new. This is for your battery and your solar panel stuff. This is the stuff that when I get back to my home world, I'm going to have to start installing all of this stuff because everything from the storage containers all the way up to the teleporter has to be powered now. Yeah, really sucks. But if you're brand new in the game, then you have no idea that you didn't need these things before. If you've been in this game a while like I have, well, then this is new stuff that's just going to give you a headache. But the sooner you learn how to use it, then you can start implementing it in your new base builds. And eventually what I want to do is I want to find the richest possible solar systems, one for Gek, one for Corvex, and one for Valkyrie, and I want to build a base per rich area so I can just go around and get more money. These are all the plants that you can grow at this point in time. This is your single tray table, which I do not suggest you put up on your base or in your freighter. It just takes up room. If you're going to plant, get this one because you can either put 4 different plants in there or you can put 4 of the same kind of plants in there. And we'll probably at a later date go back to my garden so you guys can get another look at it. But this is the table that I recommend. This table is Kaylee approved. And then here's all your wood stuff, which is beginning base level. And again, you can't add any metal or concrete to this. So building bases out of this is fun in the beginning, but if you're really trying to do something, wood is a waste of time. This is your metal base building components. I highly recommend that you build your base out of metal. They last longer. It takes the environment longer to actually take over these little areas, and you can add landing pads to these. And then here's your concrete. Now you can build out of these if you want to, I never have, so I have no idea if you can add the landing platform to these or not. I would assume not because they're concrete. And then these are just little decoration widgets. They don't really do a whole lot, but they add to, the look of your base. And then we're back. Now this room and this room you can use underwater or above ground. These are the foundations that I was talking about building your bases on so that it takes the environment longer to take over. Now it will take over depending upon whether you use one of these or one of these. These just help build your base higher in the air. Definitely want to put some ramps on that so you can get up to there. This is a nice door, but I recommend this door. These doors, for some reason, they jam, they lock out, they turn into walls. You constantly have to take them down and put them back up. This door, once you put it up, it usually stays, and you can just walk in and out. So, this door is Kaylee approved. This door is not. um, these foundation rooms or floors are Kaylee approved because you can put this on here. So you throw a ramp on there, and throw a door, and you can do whatever you want in there. You can put a teleporter in there. You can put refiners in there. You can put your guys in there. You can put your grow rooms in there. But this is the room or the dome that they specifically designed for growing. I think there's like 26 spots in here. Now, here's what I would suggest. Build the whole room first, meaning put your doors, your ramps, everything in there. Then put your plants in. Because what'll happen is, the best way to do that is build this on the ground, put this on top of it, then put this on top of that, then put a ladder in here so that you can get up here, and then you can have all of your grow space. If you put corridors and doors and ramps, you're cutting your grow space. And once you put the plant in there, some plants grow so tall you won't be able to access that door anymore, which means you'll just have to take the plant out and you'll lose the grow space. So if you want all of your grow space, put this down or put this down, then put this down. You could put someone in there, put a ladder in there, and then put this above it, and you'll have all your grow space. And if you're going to grow on a planet, these are definitely K approved. Do not ever, 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 I mean, you can play how you want to, but I've made a lot of mistakes in this game. Do not put this on the ground. If you put this on the ground, especially without putting this down, the environment will grow up inside of here and you'll lose your plants. So you'll basically have to go in there and terrain mine your room before you can get to your plants, and that's just more work. So don't make the mistake of putting these on the ground. Definitely put these on top of these. And don't put these on the ground either, because your environment will take over and blah, blah, blah. So put this down, put this down, put this down. Now, let's see if we can get back to those plants. If you were smart, like I was not, you would actually come here first and see here's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 different plants. So you would build 12 different grow rooms. I wasn't smart when I started. I built like 4, and I had them on the ground, and I'd have half this and half that, and some of this and some of that, and I just got tired of fighting in the environment. So I am way smarter in my base building now. I will build 12 of these, 12 of these, 12 of these, and then each one will be a different plant. So, food for thought. Then over here, this is your ship guy. And again, if you're beginning in the game, he's really helpful because he's got all your weapons, all your shieldings, all your teleports, and all your scanners. I mean, he's got everything you could ever need to be a happy fly through space type dude. This is the only thing that I do not have on any of my ships, and that's because it's brand new. 9 times out of 10, I will probably be adding this to, especially the ship, my primary ship, and I'll probably add it to my exotic, because I like to fly those two mostly. Now, here's food for thought. Get your favorite ship you like, fly around in that, and then when you need to move stuff or make room, you can move it to either your ship or to your freighter, or you can call down a hauler, and haulers have a lot of room. So you'll notice that if I get really excited, like I find an ancient bone planet, I will call down a hauler and I will fill that up so that I can have as many spaces as possible. But right now, I have been on this serious food kick, so my primary love to use haulers are full. I have one full of cooked food and raw materials to cook food, and then the other one is filling up with meats and different types of baits that I could use. Now, I talked a little bit about the community research. This is where you would come to spend your Quicksilver. And so there's my terrarium that I haven't gotten yet. And so this is just everything in a line. You can use the RB to separate it. See how it says base building, gestures, appearances, and then this would be everything that you do not own. But we'll just go through all items. This is the mask that I'm currently wearing now. I like it because it makes my character look a little bit like Batman. This is the terrarium that I wanted. This is the aquarium that I wanted, and I have space available in my freighter for both of them items. And then, of course, I'll be adding these little statues and stuff over time. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the helmet that I'm wearing. This is the helmet I'm wearing currently. But yeah, this is all the stuff that you can get from this guy. And I probably should buy this and add it, but I'm so close to my terrarium money, I don't want to waste it. But yeah, this is where you would spend your Quicksilver dollars after you did your community researches, which they haven't added to the game in a long, long time. Now, on space stations, you have this place called the mission board. Well, this is your mission board for the anomaly. So as you can see, anything marked with this is just units, so you'll get money for this. And this is units, so you'll get money for this. This is hot ice, so if you did this mission, he'd give you hot ice, but you can get a blueprint to make hot ice. And then this is just money. Usually with the mission boards, they give you faction icons, so you'll know if you're doing something for the Valkyrie, or you're doing something for the Corvex, or you're doing something for the Gex, or you're just doing something for the mercenaries. Now, you do have this same area on your freighter, so you do not have to go to the space station to run those missions. You don't even have to come to this guy to run those missions. You can run them right from your freighter. And we'll go over there and talk about that a little bit later. Now, they want you to walk up this stairway because this is the guy who like introduces you to everything that's going on here, but you don't really have to go up this stair. There's another set of stairs over there. This is pretty much a central hub. You can see by all the landing platforms. So if I had my game unlocked and open to anyone could join, this room would be filled with ships and people and all kinds of stuff. But I experienced a problem with the open game experience, meaning players were able to go to my base and steal my stuff. They were able to go to my freighter and steal my stuff. So I locked my game out, so I'm the only one that could play, and now I don't have to worry about people stealing my stuff. This is Priestess Nadia. This is where you would go to turn in your milestones. And I have turned in every one, so I can't really do nothing but say hi to them and then leave. But this is where you would go to turn in these things. So every time I hit a new milestone, I would come here to Nadia and turn in the milestone and get points for that. But I've done them all, so that's that. And then this is Paulo. Paulo likes to overpriced items that you could buy from him. At least he used to. I don't buy anything from him anymore, and now he only gives you directions to Atlas stations and black hole coordinates, and you can find those in space without him. So I talk to him very sparingly. But if you were new in the game and you didn't know how to get to the center of the galaxy, he would tell you. If you needed anything for your ship, he would sell it to you, but at an extreme price. And then he would give you Atlas coordinates and black hole coordinates. And over here is, like I already told you, this is the upgrade stuff. Now, I don't know why they want me to come here. I have everything already except maybe I do have everything. I don't know why they're telling me to come here. Oh, it's probably because I have salvage data and they want me to spend it on decorations. But like I said, I have everything already, so I'm not too interested in that. And this is kind of like if you was at the mall. This is your food kiosk area. People are starting to call this guy Mr. Wood, Mr. Tree, Mr. Woodhead. I just call him Groot. Oh, so I give him some plants. He gets so happy. I'm assuming they're gonna add more because there's another area here that's like empty. Oh, you can't get in there. But yeah, there's an area that's empty. I could have swore it was on this side of him, but you know, whatever. Things are changing constantly. There's a guy that wants cooked food. Oh, it's this room. So yeah, as you can see, there's no one here yet, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna add someone there. What do you do? Pretty much anything you give these guys is going to give you nanites. So I can give him my data. And he gave me nanites, 40 of them, thank you. This guy wants your food, but I guess you can tell that because he's got food cooking already. So I'll give him something. So he wants Ferberus stew, refined flour, or creature pellets. Well, I use my creature pellets to feed people. I've got a bunch of flour I don't need, so you can have that. And I'm not giving him my Ferberus stews because once I have 50 of those, I can sell them for 40,000. So why would I give him that for nanites when I can make 40,000 off that? And then this is your transmogrifier, meaning this is how you change the appearance of your character. But you can build these on your base. I believe I even have one on my freighter. And you can find these at the space station. So if I wanted to change anything about my character, this would be the place to do it. But I'm quite happy. Let's see, what is this banner thing? Oh, it's just colors. Oh, look, they already did Twitch Purple for me. I guess they know who I am. Thank you. And these are just some guys that's hanging out, which you'll find on space stations. I've already talked to them both, so no need to talk to them again. And this is pretty much your anomaly. If and when I come back here again, I'll probably just start running the Nexus missions. Good way of getting money. Especially if you're new to the game. For me, it's not really that good way of getting money. I can always send out frigates and they come back with good money. I've got blueprints for things that I can build and sell for 15 million. That's really good money. I also know about the Dinobomb planets, which is excellent money. You can make 20, 30, 45 million, depending upon how much space you have and how many good bones you find. What else? Oh, scrap metal's pretty good, but collecting storm crystals is even better. So let's go ahead and call in El Fretial. There's nothing of importance on this ship. That's good. Don't really need to move anything around here. We haven't really done anything but just run our mouth all day. That's pretty okay. I hope you guys have learned something. If not learned a lot of things. Oh, I thought I'd given them all of those. Oh well. Um, well, this could be sold. Definitely. Whenever I'm in the process of getting ready to sell things, I do not sell out of my exosuit anymore because I ran into a problem where I was selling things so fast, I was getting money so fast, I was so happy I didn't realize I had sold everything in my general cargo area or my general suit area, and I had started selling things in my cargo area. I carry everything that is life vital and utmost of importance that's used all the time right here. So those ancient keys you saw me use, I carry them here. If I'm ever in water and need a key, I got that. I got all my Atlas passes here. So far, from beginning to current update, the only two passes you need is Atlas 1 that will open up the round barrels on the planets and the barrels that I have on my ship at mining settlements, at the trade post. 3 is the gate or the pass that you need to open up the doors on the space station. I don't know what 2 does. I've never used 2. In all the years that I've been playing No Man's Sky, I've never once used 2. It's just 1 or 3. I built it because I didn't know any better. So if I was y'all and you get the blueprints, build 1, build 3, but you can skip out on building 2 so far. Chlorine turns into salt, sodium turns into nitrate sodium, nitrogen turns into radon, copper turns into chromatic metal. This is an item that I need to build the $15 million item I was telling you about. The rig side works just like oxygen. These are your 5 rock elements, with this one being the newest one. If you're ever running low on rock, you can always run this through the refiner, turn it into this. Run this through the refiner, turn it into that. Run that through the refiner, turn it into magnetized ferrite. Out of all of these rock products so far, magnetized ferrite sells for the most. So if you find that you have too much ferrite, magnetize it all and then sell it. That's a good way of getting some money. As you already know, carbon ran through the refiner makes carbon or condensed carbon. Phosphorus I keep because it does power some shields and you can use it in your multi-tool. Warp cells you can use on your freighter to warp. You can use in your ship to warp. Um, I have a blueprint now that allows me to buy these, so I don't even worry about making them. But you can make them on the planet's surface. Almost every planet has what you need to make them, so you never worry about launch fuel. Just keep enough with you. You can hold 40 in one spot here, and then I think in general you can hold 10 maybe. So if I was you, I would learn to make them and put them in the cargo where you can carry 40 of them. Life support, I don't even know how many of these you can carry, but if you have oxygen and Direxite, then you really don't need these. So you could sell them, but if you're in a pinch and you find that your oxygen is extremely low, if you find this thing where you're about to die, you can throw one of these in there and fill it all the way back up. What else? These are your baits for getting your animals. Some of the baits. These are your pellets for feeding the animals. I like to feed the animals, so I try and keep that full. And then here's your batteries. These will power your shields on your ship. They'll power your shields on you. You also need these for construction of vehicles on the planet, so make sure you always keep a healthy supply of batteries. But you can pretty much find these on the planet in any one of those little cargo containers that I was talking about, especially where you need the V1 Atlas pass. You'll find these, you'll find antimatter, you'll find antimatter housing. You put housing and antimatter together, you make warp cells. So yeah, this is just things that you will learn as you progress through the game. Another thing that I was talking about with space, as you can see, you can always put your scanner on and this tells you what it is. This is an S-class ship. 29 spaces means that there's 29 spaces here. 5 spaces means that there are 5 spaces in technology. So when you see something like this ship right here and you scan it and it says 39.6, that means 39 general, 6 technical. Over here, again, 46 and 8, that's 46 slots in the general area with 8 slots in technical. This is the hauler that I am using currently to store up my meats and my baits. Some animals all the animals used to eat either carbon or cobalt. So this all came from the new Beyond update. You can hunt down animals. Some will give you meaty chunks, some will give you raw steak. We got some sausage over here. We got some leg meat. You usually get this from shooting crab-like creatures or crab-like looking creatures. These came from fish, except for this feline liver came from a predator that was trying to eat me and I got him first. If you run any of these meats through the nutrient processor, you will get this processed meat. And I don't know what to do with that yet. You can't really add it to anything. I had made the mistake earlier of saying if you put meat in the stews, you'll get that Ferberus, but that is not accurate. I misspoke. So let's get out of here. When I'm not flying around in my fighter, this is my favorite S-Class to fly around in. This is one of the first S-Classes I ever got. The first S-Class I ever got is the one that people claim is the most elusive, and that is the Squid. I had the Squid, but it only had 16 slots, so I got rid of it, and I have this one. We're going to have to wrap this tutorial up because my headphones are beeping, which means my batteries are about to die, and then y'all won't be able to hear me no more. This is where I'm keeping all my foods and cooked foods and all that good stuff. So look at that, 40,000 for 50 cooked stews. As soon as I get 3 more of these vegetables, which I do believe I have on me now. Is that it? Yeah. I guess not. Well, anyway, I think my microphone just died. Or it's about to. But anyway, this is where I've been putting all the stuff that I've been cooking, and sooner or later when I have, I don't know, more, I'll probably sell all this and get crazy paid. But this is my only A-class fighter in the 38 and 12, that's why I kept it. Before my mic actually dies, I wanted to come up here and show y'all what I was talking about when I was saying you could do the merchant missions from your freighter. The beeping is increasing, which means the batteries are going to die soon. So please get there, please, please, please. This is what I was looking for on that one planet that I couldn't find. This is where you run your missions. This is the mission board on your ship. What? When did this get here? That's not what that's supposed to be. But I guess you can make these things now.
detection fully. Technology recharge. Technology recharge. warning. Incoming storm. Toxin protection necessary. Units received. 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 Unit 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 received.